The ocean's apex hunters do not rely on sharp teeth to hunt. They hunt with the mind. Beneath violent waves, a massive dark shape cuts through the water, surging forward like an arrow locked onto its target. This is not mere instinct. Supreme intelligence turns every pursuit into a chess match whose outcome is already set. Sophisticated pod tactics and relentless close-range pressure force the entire ocean to give way. And when the uncrowned king fixes its cold, focused gaze, who is truly the one being watched? Orca is the largest member of the dolphin family, nearly perfectly adapted to environments ranging from icy waters to tropical seas. Its glossy black skin, sharply contrasted by white patches, makes it stand out like an unmistakable signature across the ocean. A typical orca pod is a matrilineal family, led by an adult female, with her sons and younger individuals of multiple age groups. What places orcas at the top is not strength alone, but coordinated intelligence and disciplined energy use, communication, shifting formations, and the ability to surge beyond 30 miles per hour when the timing is right. In the Eastern Pacific, speed is no longer a guarantee of safety. Dolphins can accelerate beyond 37 miles per hour, skimming across the surface like streaks of light, fast enough to make many predators abandon the attempt. But when facing an orca weighing around 12,000 pounds, dolphin pods understand that running straight only exposes their direction. Orcas do not drain their energy in extended pursuits. They construct the encounter through positioning. One group cuts off angles, another stays behind. Then rhythm shifts again and again to push the dolphins away from their safe zone. The surface breaks as one individual rises nearly 20 feet into the air, not for display, but to apply pressure and reduce the remaining space. Waves press inward, escape routes thin, and every change in direction demands more energy. As the pursuit stretches across many miles and the dolphin pod begins to tire, the advantage moves entirely to the side, controlling the pace. The formation closes quietly and efficiently, as if the decision had been calculated from the beginning. Moments later, the orca pod rolls through the white-tipped waves in a display of cohesion, a reminder that strength does not rest only in muscle, but in intelligence and family. The calm lasts only briefly. The ocean is vast, and the equation of survival continues. Seals are masters of survival. A streamlined body weighing around 600 pounds allows them to glide through cold currents from the Arctic to Antarctica. They carry a thick layer of blubber for insulation and energy storage. Underwater, They are agile and capable of deep dives, turning the vast ocean into an expansive home. But when they haul out onto ice floes to rest, that advantage can reverse in an instant. It is precisely this half-water, half-ice zone where orcas identify an opening. The hunting group does not rush. They surface, read the wind, assess the stability of the ice, then quietly divide into formation. A unified signal follows. Several individuals fall back to build momentum, while the pod holds rhythm as if executing a rehearsed plan. This is the wave washing technique. Together they push water forward, generating waves that can rise more than 5 feet and spill over the ice. The heavy surge strikes again and again, causing the ice to tremble, fracture, and break apart. As the icy platform gives way, the seal is forced back into the water, directly into an area where bodies measuring roughly 26 feet long have already secured every exit. The pursuit concludes swiftly, within just a few breaths. Even more remarkable than physical capability is intelligence. Young orcas require more than 3 years to master reading water movement and coordinated teamwork. It is this knowledge, passed down through generations, that has built one of the most successful hunting lineages in the ocean. The humpback whale appears as the singer of the ocean, renowned for long, complex songs that carry across open seas. An adult can weigh around 80,000 pounds, with pectoral fins stretching about 16 feet, extending like massive arms that move in rhythm with the water. Most striking is the instinct to protect calves during migrations that span thousands of miles. Yet that very bond can sometimes become a point that orcas exploit. Orcas wait until a mother and calf are weakened after a long journey, then stay close to their breathing rhythm. Each time the mother surfaces to take in air, the hunting formation moves in, using those brief moments to gradually separate a calf weighing about 3,000 pounds from its shield. The turning point targets instinct itself. One individual slips beneath, using a smooth black back to gently lift the calf toward the surface, almost as if supporting it. Young and unaware, the calf follows the motion, and the balance of the encounter quickly shifts. The conclusion reflects selective feeding behavior. For orcas, the focus is on core energy needed to sustain life. It is a stark truth of nature, where a single breath taken out of rhythm can be enough to change everything. In the frigid ocean, the great white shark appears as a powerful biological masterpiece, a body stretching beyond 20 feet, with sudden bursts that tear across the surface. With razor-sharp teeth and a bite force exceeding 4,000 pounds force, it has long been seen as a king, helping regulate and balance marine ecosystems. Yet in nature's unforgiving cycle, even an apex hunter can be pushed into the role of the pursued. From a distance, an orca pod moves like a coordinated special unit, reading the situation the way it reads the sea itself. They sweep the area with biosonar, constantly measuring gaps and obstacles, reducing the shark's situational advantage. Each approach tightens the pressure, forcing the opponent to change direction and spend energy. Rather than committing to a draining, head-on struggle, the orcas use a tactical strike, a rapid, precisely timed hit at nearly 35 miles per hour aimed at the flank, disrupting control and rhythm. That maneuver can trigger tonic immobility, a physiological response in which the body briefly becomes still and loses initiative in the water. The goal is not spectacle, but concentrated energy. A large, energy-rich liver that can weigh hundreds of pounds, hidden deep within. And in the vast ocean, the final advantage does not belong to the one with the sharpest teeth, but to coordinated intelligence and elite strategy. Each spring, gray whales begin one of the planet's greatest journeys, a round-trip migration of more than 12,000 miles along the Pacific Ocean. Leaving the cold waters of Alaska, these travelers, weighing up to about 90,000 pounds, head south to regions where calves can be born and grow in relative safety. Throughout the voyage, the mother serves both as guide and as a living fortress. Facing them is an orca pod, hunters known for high intelligence and strict discipline. Rather than confronting the thick blubber of a massive adult, they choose a prolonged strategy that can last for hours. The formation works like a coordinated unit, taking turns closing in, diving to interrupt surfacing rhythms, and gradually pushing the calf out of protective timing. The pursuit shifts toward shallow coastal waters, where the mother attempts to use every foot of depth to narrow the angles of approach. She turns her body to shield the calf, keeping it close and transforming her own mass into a moving barrier. But within this survival dance, a single moment out of rhythm is enough for fragile spacing to stretch. Across the open sea, enduring maternal bonds become the final line of defense against the steady, calculated pressure of the hunting pod. Like a spear of frozen force, the polar bear closes in, leaving its prey short of breath. Each powerful bound turns ice and snow into an arena. A single delayed moment carries a cost. When another hunter appears to contest the claim, it does not retreat but increases the pressure, forcing the rival to withdraw at once. The question remains: who has the nerve to step into that range and still find a way back? The polar bear holds the highest hunting tier of the sea ice system. An adult male can weigh nearly 1,600 pounds and measure close to 10 feet in length. Sea ice serves as the pathway to opportunity in cold that can drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Wide paws, a thick fat layer, and white insulating fur allow long travel, concealment, and energy conservation. And when the ice shifts its rhythm, that position becomes unstable, pulling the entire food chain with it. Along shallow estuaries and small bays, a rare energy reserve sometimes appears: the beluga whale. An adult can weigh around 3,000 pounds and reach nearly 15 feet in length. But belugas belong to the water, while bears belong to the ice, and that divide turns every approach into an extremely narrow window. On a rocky shoreline, two young male bears watch pale shapes gliding close to shore. The first is impatient. It builds momentum and charges as a beluga moves in. But a single change in direction lets the animal slip just out of reach. It tries to cut the angle, water spraying as its weight slows the motion. Then the surface smooths again, leaving only a lone white figure standing on the rocks. The second bear is more seasoned. It chooses the right outcrop, lowers its center of gravity, remains still, and reads the tide. As rising water pushes a beluga into shallower ground, the current masks movement, and the moment arrives. The beluga hesitates for a fraction of a second. The bear slides a few feet, channels its weight through forelimbs carrying hundreds of pounds, and takes the chance, quick, controlled, without excess effort. In the Arctic, the one that endures is not the fastest to charge, but the one that waits for the right rhythm of the water. The male caribou stands as a symbol of endurance in the polar regions, with a solid build and antlers, like a crown, used both to compete for status and for self-defense. An adult can exceed 30 miles per hour across hardened snow, but when the ice fractures, that advantage thins. A male separated from the herd is forced to swim across a gap spanning several dozen yards, through water that cuts with intense cold. The polar bear recognizes the opening immediately. Using broad forelegs like paddles, it keeps a steady rhythm, and closes in with almost no surface disturbance. The distance narrows bit by bit. Each time the caribou lifts its head to breathe, its swimming cadence slips slightly. The decisive moment arrives swiftly, and the encounter concludes within seconds. Once ashore, the bear draws a reward weighing hundreds of pounds away from the water's edge, securing added energy for the long summer ahead. And the risk is not limited to adults alone. Young caribou find it even harder to conceal their tracks. A single step away from the edge of the herd is enough for the polar bear to lock onto a target and close in without hesitation. Compared to an adult seal, seabird eggs provide only modest calories. Yet through the summer months, each small clutch can gradually fill an energy gap. Amid the chaotic calls of seabirds, polar bears move quietly, revealing another side of a top predator, accepting smaller rewards, repeated many times, to hold on through another season on bare rock instead of ice and snow. By late summer, along river mouths flowing into the sea, salmon begin their upstream run. Instinct draws bears back to the water's edge, choosing shallow stretches just a few feet deep where channels narrow and fish must expose themselves as they accelerate. The bear stands steady, looking through the surface, waiting for the precise moment a fish passes. A single flash in an instant is enough to secure a fish weighing a few pounds, helping offset the energy lost to melting ice. In the cold current, patience shows that polar bears consistently choose the right place and the right time to make the most of every opportunity in a short season. With each measured breath, life is counted in the smallest gaps. Beneath ice that can reach up to 6 feet thick lie the seal's narrow breathing holes, a fragile thread linking the deep ocean to the open air. Each day, seals must gnaw and scrape without pause so that this doorway does not seal shut. And that same doorway holds a significant reward. An individual weighing about 150 pounds, with an energy-rich fat layer sufficient to sustain a polar bear for nearly 10 days through the harsh season. This time, a mother polar bear leaves her snow den in early spring, traveling with 2 cubs after months hidden within the frozen landscape. Her body still depleted from winter. She does not rush. The first lesson of the ice is knowing when to remain still. With a sense of smell capable of tracing signs from distances of up to 20 miles, the mother moves like a compass needle, keeping herself downwind to avoid alerting her target. When the water at a breathing hole quivers, she holds motionless for hours, reading each signal like a cold calculation. The moment a seal surfaces to draw air lasts only a few seconds. The forward burst unfolds in an instant, fast, controlled, precise, blocking the descent at its timing point. With success rates often below 15%, there is no margin for mistimed action. The richest fat is reserved by the mother for her 2 cubs, set aside as a reserve to keep them warm and growing. But as these meeting points around breathing holes become fewer, it signals that the Arctic is entering a challenge it has never faced before. And adult walruses are no easy opponents in the Arctic. Mature males can weigh close to 3,700 pounds, with tusks reaching up to 3 feet in length. On rocky shores, they press together into a defensive ring that even a polar bear must weigh carefully, as the energy cost can sometimes outweigh the reward. A lone bear cannot break this wall of tusks through strength alone. It moves along the edge of the herd, slowly changing angles to read alertness and wait for an opening. The focus is always on the outer line, young or weaker individuals more likely to be pulled out of position as the group shifts. A few brief advances followed by withdrawal push the herd toward the water's edge, the formation loosening, with gaps appearing only for an instant. One moment of lost coordination is enough for the balance to tip. The bear seizes its opportunity, secures its share, and then withdraws from the confusion, heading toward safer ice. As the fortress closes again, the walrus herd gradually settles, and the next opportunity may come at a breathing hole, on drifting ice, or along the shallow shoreline. At the far north, threats do not come only from hunger or bitter winds, but at times from others of the same kind. Conflict can ignite around life-sustaining assets, a rare piece of food, or a favorable stretch of ice when a mother is traveling with cubs. Confrontations rarely begin with a direct rush. They open with displays of presence. An adult male lifts the front half of its body, shoulders set like a shield. The two circle in arcs, low rumbles carrying across the ice. If neither yields, they press and test each other in short shoves on the slick surface, probing strength and balance. A single missed beat is enough for the weaker one to withdraw, because in the Arctic, wasted energy can mean a lost season. When food is scarce, males may move close to areas with cubs, forcing a mother to stand firm, holding boundaries through resolve alone. At times, that maternal resolve is what causes the larger individual to hesitate and step back. Across a relentless ocean, orcas demonstrate their apex status through strength and collective intelligence. Orcas are also architects of refined strategy, leaving a mark of dominance in every sea they cross. If this journey gave you a new perspective on the wild ocean, hit like and subscribe so you can keep exploring with us. More encounters lie ahead, and the sea still holds secrets waiting for you.